L'chaim. Nothing like a l'chaim to start. L'chaim. You have to be careful, the podium is slanted. So, in typical MTC and Chabad fashion, Rabbi New asked me a little while ago if I would MC tonight. So I said, what do I have to do? The rabbi said, you don't have to do anything, just, you know the people speaking, introduce the people. I said, okay, sounds easy. I remember him asking me once and I said no, so I said I would do it. I told the rabbi I'm doing this because he once asked me and I said no. He said no, I never asked you, you never said no. So I said, oh, okay. Today, because I'm a conscientious and caring person who wants to make a good impression, that's a hint. If you don't like what I have to say, pretend you liked it. I sent an email to Levi and to Rabbi New asking, can you please send me the agenda? What do you expect? What am I supposed to do? And Levi wrote back with a schedule of who the speakers are for tonight, the timing of the meal, which already we're not on, but okay. And it said, I'm going to introduce YUD TES Kislev for the room, which nobody told me. So I figured that is a subliminal message, because I actually spent some time learning today about YUD TES Kislev, and I was going to say exactly what Levi said. So I don't have a lot to say now. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. I actually did this twice before. Once I emceed, once I spoke. And somebody told me I was great, so I'll be okay today. So I figured my daughter tonight told me that's win-win. Either you'll be great, they'll love you, or you'll be terrible, they'll never ask you again. So, as the rabbi said, YUD TES Kislev is the Rosh Hashanah of Hasidism. We say Good Yom Tov today, it's the new year of Hasidism. And it's essentially the new year of Hasidism, as Levi said, because it's when the Alter Rebbe was liberated from prison in 1798. 223 years ago today. Ultimately, the reason this is the Yom Tov of Hasidism is because that was the time that we can pinpoint explosive growth in the learning and study of Torah. Ultimately, that led to the building of Chabad houses. It's why the MTC is here. It's why we're here. It's why I'm here. And for that alone, the fact that I'm here is enough to maybe celebrate a Yom Tov. And I actually think that the reason Rabbi New really asked me to do this today, I don't know where he's sitting, but I told him I thought there was a subliminal message today that I would announce when I'm standing here. The rabbi's been asking me for about 3 or 4 years before COVID, so that's like 6 years now, to learn with him one-on-one. And I haven't said yes yet. But in researching this, one of the things that I noted was a specific requirement to repeat the story of the Alter Rebbe's liberation from jail, the same way as we repeat the Pesach story time and time again, so that we should know it and we should learn it and we should act on it. And I think that's a subliminal message that I need to soon say yes to the rabbi. So, thank you, Itchy. So, before the arrest of the Alter Rebbe, the scholarly elite of the time saw him as fomenting revolution by empowering the lower uneducated classes, and by that I thought people like me, the unlearned people, of having equal access to God as those who are more learned. It seems unimaginable today, as we all have access to Tanya, to multiple language of books and podcasts and rabbis and Chabad houses, but in those days, that was really a difficult challenge. The Alter Rebbe was inspiring people, creating excitement, and he essentially was arrested because he created fear of change, and the Tsar at the time was scared of change. When in prison, the Alter Rebbe was reflecting on why he was arrested, and he felt it was because of an edict on high against him. So when he was released, first, he thought maybe he shouldn't continue to teach and spread Hasidism and the knowledge and light of Torah. But in fact, he felt the opposite. He was released to spread knowledge of Torah. And not only did he continue, but he actually got more energized and progressed and spread Torah knowledge even more. When he was arrested, the entire Hasidic movement was put at risk. But with his release, it wasn't only saved, it was invigorated. Since the Alter Rebbe's release on the 19th of Kislev, Torah's innermost secrets have continued to be taught. They've been learned, they've been printed, spread at an increasingly rapid pace, with the ultimate goal that this knowledge will illuminate the world and essentially illuminate the darkness. It's said that the light of Torah should shine not only outwardly to the world, but it should also shine within us and within our own homes. This is quite timely. As myself, I think about all of us lighting the Hanukkah menorah in less than a week from today. So with that, we should all take it upon ourselves to increase our own learning, to increase our own light to those around us and outside. And as I look around to this room, really for the first time that we're sitting at tables together as a community with food, not boxes, tablecloth, a bunch of faces that I haven't seen in a while, some that I have. It's really, really nice to be here together, to celebrate together. And before the coming of Hanukkah, to be able to say to everyone, Good Yom Tov today on TES Kislev, and thank you all for coming and joining with us. So now, only because I don't really have a full agenda, where's Rabbi Levy? Do I go right to introducing the first speaker? I do. Okay. So it feels perfectly timely to me to introduce someone today who I have multiple different points of connection with. Dr. Morty Shizgal. I met his son, Ephraim. Ephraim, you have to refresh me when you were in accounting school. It's a long time ago, 25, 30-ish, more. So we go back a fairly long way. Then we re-encountered Dr. Shizgal when I found out that my brother lived across the street from him. And I learned that he's not a huge fan of Halloween decorations. But in this time of TES Kislev and community and post-COVID, it's post-COVID for me, I know it's sort of still here, but post-COVID to me. In this time of post-COVID where we're focused on community and building community, one of the things that stands out about Morty Shizgal is he was a guy that when he wanted to shine his light, had a Chabad house in his house, welcoming people and opening up his house and his own personal time and space to help others. So without further ado, it's a great privilege to introduce Dr. Morty Shizgal. And together we're average height, which I think is also fantastic.